I picked up another one last night too.
Oh, wow.
I
That
don't
is
know
so
what it
awesome.
is,
I'm
but
so happy for you.
yeah.
You deserve it more than anybody I know.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
You do. So I'm glad your ship's coming in.
All right. Oh, sorry. What the heck happened here? Stop. Oh, sorry. You okay?
Oh,
No.
yeah. Is that computer giving you a hard time?
Yeah, I hit the wrong button with the big finger, and it just kind of, took me to someplace I didn't want to go.
Well, I understand that.
Yeah. So, up here. Oh, okay. Got to just get my phone set up, and I'll be ready to go. Maybe. I always say that, and Jesus, there was always something I forget. Right?
Something, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to bring it up on my monitor. That always helps.
Yeah.
Just the picture. I'm not gonna try to do the other thing because I know it interferes.
Okay. Okay. Let's send that out to myself and get this other thing set up, and we'll be good.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Whatever, mama. Hey. Hold on. Hold on. Here's your coffee.
Oh, thank you.
That's for nothing. You want to go?
Can you turn me down some?
A what? Yeah. What are you doing up here? Get down here.
I got a new puppy.
No way. What'd you get?
She's I've never had a dog this small. She's Chihuahua Pomeranian.
No way.
Yeah, she only weighs like 3.5 pounds, but she's fun. And my one dog is 14, and she's my middle dog needed a companion. So
Yeah, they need help. They do need that stuff. Yeah, 14's getting there, isn't it?
yeah, I don't think she's gonna be with us real long. So
It's always sad. It's very
Yeah.
I wanted to get a golden, but I don't know. That's more of the big dogs. And okay, honey.
They're nothing but teddy bears, and they just lay around after they're 3 years old. All they do is lay around.
Yeah,
They
they're
don't need as much
hard to
exercise.
adopt.
Anyway, yeah.
I'm gonna have to mute, so she's gonna be loud down here, I think.
Okay, no problem. No problem at all.
All right.
Okay.
I don't want to interrupt your class.
You're already interrupting. You can't help it. It's natural. Good
I know
word, no
it
worries.
is.
No worries
But
at all. But
I'm excited about our picture today, though. It looks really cool.
do you? Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, this picture. Okay, we'll start class. It's 9 o'clock anyway, right?
Okay.
Yeah, 9:31. Oh, everybody's waiting on us. Look at all these people. Hey guys. Thanks for joining us, joining me and everybody. This is our first fall class. I know it's early because it's only the 30th of August, but I have commitments coming up and try to get in a class before then, because it's either that or you guys don't paint for 2 months. So I pushed these five classes in here, and we'll see what we can do. I'll try. There, Saturday is I lean a little heavier on animals on this class than I do on my Monday night class. But we will still be doing some landscapes and the seascape, and we do have some other things to paint. We do have winter. We're going to be painting a winter scene, maybe two of those. And see, I just kind of flow off the top of my head. But today, what we're going to be painting is an interesting shot. This is my shot my wife took. This is in France. This is a shot from France. When we were there this last session back in June, we were doing a workshop there. We were going to a donkey farm, and on our way to this donkey farm, we passed this field, and all of a sudden we saw a sheep, and then all of a sudden we saw a couple dogs, and there was a dog who was big old dog that was right next to our van, running along with us and in front of us, guiding us, trying to hurt us. But it wasn't this dog, but this dog was in the back in the pasture. And my wife and her car stopped and took pictures. And this is one of the pictures they took. It's sort of one of the pictures they took. I cropped it. I cut and pasted. This dog's 3 times bigger than he was in the shot. So he's not real sharp, you know. So I brought him forward into the foreground because, you know, everything was kind of far back there. And then, you know, I put in some more sheep because in the shot there was only like 2 sheep, and I decided to make it hard on you guys. Let's put in a herd of sheep. But the background, that distance, yeah, that was there. We didn't do anything. I didn't do anything with that. So, you know, I couldn't do anything with it. That poor stuff back. It's gorgeous. It's a great trip to take. I'll be back there for 2 weeks next year, which is good. They invited me for 2 weeks. So I'm just going to stay there for 2 weeks. Nice and easy instead of traveling around. So here we go. Let's pull it up and get a move on. Good to see you guys. Hi, everybody, too. I'm glad you guys all can make it. Lindsay's here. I can't forget her. How you doing, Lindsay? Haven't seen you since
Italy.
The watermill. Yes.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you, girl.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hey. I haven't painted since Italy either, so a little rusty today. We'll see.
That's okay. We've got 5 weeks. Knock some rust off. Some of these paintings are going to be tough enough that you can have you can take 2 weeks to paint it, 3 weeks to paint it. You know, if you're Mindy, you might go 4 weeks. Okay. So just depends on how you paint. Here we come. Here we go. Let's get this show on the road, or we will not be painting today. Here we go. Yeah, there's the shot. I have no idea what the name of the dog is. But the dog, yeah, he looks like my dog, basically. I did not place my dog. This dog was there. He's not a Malamute or what is it? The other ones. I think he's a golden. I think he's a English cream. He sure looks like he wasn't huge, but he could, you know, hey, he could be a great Pyrenees. I wouldn't doubt that. Those dogs do watch the sheep a lot more, so I'm sure that's probably what it is. It's definitely not a gold. They do look a lot like them though. Black and white version. Values. Look at the values. Values are always important. That is one of the things we will be hitting a lot in these 5 weeks. We're going to be looking at values and trying. It's really, painting is about value and color. Yeah, color is always going to be, be there. It's going to be bright. It's going to be strong. But the values are the things that hold the painting together. So that's what I always harp on it all the time, everything we paint. All right. Foreground, definitely, grays, definitely in the 7s. You can see that 7s, 8s, but some of the lighter guys go up to, 6s and 5s. The sheep back there, definitely get back there at 8s and 7s and 6s and 5s. The dog itself is going to be more in the mid-tones. It's going to be more in these, probably 7, maybe 8, here, there, eyes and noses. Yeah, they're going to be dark. They're going to be down here at the, 9s, But everything else is going to be probably 7s on up to, 3s to 2s for the highlights. But the background, this is the coolest area. This is what you see in France. This is the patchwork quilt you see back there going on. It's a very, grayed out, because it's a lot of distance. And this isn't where we were. It's very much, they call it the Tuscany of France, very, just pretty scenic stuff to look at. So a lot of farms back there. Color wise, yeah, definitely mid-tones. Yeah, you're going to get probably from maybe 6 on up. Value wise, two would probably be almost too bright for the sky. Probably 3. Keep them dark. Keep that area dark. We get that sky. You can use that. We're going to mix up that sky early in our painting process, and we're going to take it and use it to mix up all the colors for the foreground or background back there. Those colors need to be tight, and they need to be, have something that, pulls them all together. And that's the sky. That air runs, from here. You can see the distance between him and the sheep and the background and the farther background in the sky. And you can just see how much air is in there, and everything just, changes a little bit even with your focus. Yeah, these trees are a little dark, but they're always going to be dark. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's see the color version. Yeah, this is why I was talking about the sky and that background being, you can just see the mountains back here, how grayed out they are back there, and how that sky really mixes in with things. I would, in that sky, you can just see it even on the top of the dog's head. You can start to see that coolness coming down into that dog. It's still a warm white, but it's not quite, that warm anymore, because that normally it would be a warm white, but now it's with the sky on an overcast day, really kind of grayed out his highlights there. The grass and greens and stuff, just a lot of ochres. Looked like a lot of ochre there, a lot of greens. Just gonna have to, that sky, we're gonna be able to use that sky for almost everything. I think you can mix this sky and mix it up into the highlights and into these all the sheep back here, and should be able to push those guys back too with it. So that's going to be one of our mixes, big mixes, to help us, get things done. All right. Design wise, I pushed him over here to the side. I wanted to keep him out of the middle. He's down over here, and then we got this stuff going on up here. So, and then we have this kind of a dead area over here. That's okay. That's the design. This is like an L design, where you have everything heavy over on one side and up top and things. And then you got, areas that don't really get a whole lot of love, but they have a lot of mystery to them just because of that. You don't know what's in that grass. I have no idea. Anyway, that is what we're going to be trying to do, and hopefully it works out. It should. That's one of the things. You even get when I paint, even when I get a great shot, it doesn't mean it's going to end up being a great painting. Some of my best paintings have come off some pretty bad photos, basically because all of a sudden I don't feel like I have to live with this photo. I can do what I want a little bit. I can move some things around as I go. That's what we're going to do here. You don't have to put in all the sheep. You don't have to put in all the patchwork back there. You can you take it upon yourselves to move some things around and, make the painting yours. You're not, I don't really want you to, you can paint this as much as you want, but you don't have to. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to paint. Yeah. Okay, fine. Yes, you do. You have to paint this, but you can take it upon yourself to fix it if you can. You can you could definitely, just go with may even make it a vertical, if you want, make it a vertical painting. So you can crop it. You can move him around. I moved him around. It's not too hard. If you feel like you want to move him more center, that's fine. That's it. Okay. Any questions? I know I'm moving pretty quick here today. I figured we got a lot to do. So being the first day class, everybody wants to talk. Everybody has their new clothes on. So, I just want to get a move on. See my new clothes, I do. These are painting clothes. These don't get changed. Let's see. Let's go and get over here to our stuff. Hey, if you guys do have any questions, please ask. This is what we're going to be painting, our paint palette and everything. Our kit, pretty much usual. Some synthetics, some big brushes, big ideas. This is a 12. This is another 12. A couple smaller ones. Paint eraser, just in case. Gosh, it has come in handy so many times now. Nice palette knife, because we're going to definitely need a lot of palette knife when we do those grasses at the end. Bristle brushes, definitely. Bristle brushes and synthetics. Bristle brushes, if you have a really bad bristle brush, this would be a good time to use it. If I was, bad brushes when you're painting grasses like this, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it might come in handy to have a real bad one to be able to just swoosh around here and stuff like that. Colors. These are my basic colors, ones I asked for. Titanium white, cad yellow light, cad red light, cad orange. This is ochre, yellow ochre, but this is a pale yellow ochre. It just has a little more white in it. This is this is oxide red light. This is also could be Terra Rosa. If you can't find oxide red light, could be Terra Rosa or be a Venetian. Alizarin crimson, or if you are a Rembrandt person, you need to have rose madder deep. But alizarin crimson is a great one. This is Cobalt Blue Hue by Utrecht. It's a knockoff of blue. Of Cobalt Blue. Phthalo Green on the blue shade. It's a blue shade of it. This is transparent oxide red. Transparent oxide red light, transparent oxide red. Totally different colors. But hey, I do have some cad red medium up here. Not sure how much I'll use. A lot of colors here might not even get used, but you still got to have them out. So I mentioned the brushes and everything. We are ready to go. Streamlined. How do you like that? I'm very streamlined. Moving it really fast. Push these guys away. I have so many brushes. They just take over. All right. Colors. Definitely. Dark colors for this guy. It's like it's a real kind of mid-tone type painting. I will say that. Um, the dog itself, yeah, is white, but the background, everything's kind of muted, and it's going to fall in that, value of 7 range. So that's what pretty going to go to a 7. There are going to be some darker colors, but we're going to go basically 7s value wise. So 7 on the grayscale will be what we'll be shooting for. But first, we're going to make our darks for the painting. Back here, you have some really kind of dark things. I figure it's almost too dark, so but we'll take care of that when we get to the 7 range. But for the first range, we're going to go with it. It is a phthalo green, and I'm going to keep. It is a gray day. Gray day means shadows are going to be a little bit warmer. So that means these shadows in these guys are going to be on the different red side. They won't be on the lizard. If it was a sunny day, they'd probably be closer to a lizard. But since it's a dark gray day, there's going to be some alizarin in there, but it's not as much. So we're going to go with oxide red light as our gray. Keep one on the green side. When I put out one color, I put out 2 versions of it. One's going to be on the green side. One's going to be on the red side, oxide red side. At the darks. And when we add white, you're going to find out they're both on the phthalo green side. I'm going to push this first one a little bit more oxide. Because it is at a dark version without white added, this color can help get into these sheep. It can also get into this front dog a little bit. The green side would probably end up being more pop a little bit more in the dog when we add a lot of white to it. Okay, so we got basic green for the background for these guys. We do need the cool version too, but it's just I want to do the dark version to get that up front. So I'm going to do a little bit of a cool version with the alizarin in green. That's my green alizarin one. Is just gotta make sure it's not too green. Went too far. Now as you see, I pull it down. You can see the alizarin coming through. So I'm going to take this one, make it phthalo green a little bit more. It was a smaller pile. And again, now it's probably too far. Yep. A little more alizarin in it to gray it out. That's how I gray it out. I'm just going to go with red and green. The gray it out. You go to the opposite color and it's opposite color and pretty much red and green. Since they get along so well, they gray each other out nicely. That's going to take care of a lot of the greens, but we do have a lot of warmth going on and down in here. So we need a couple other warm greens. So I am going to go with green again. Not as much. Not going to put out as much. Sorry, I'm going to split that pile. We'll probably move that back in. Cad orange. Going to go with cad orange. This is going to be probably 3/4 cad orange and a 1/2 phthalo green. This is 1/2 or 3/4 orange and phthalo green. As you can see, it starts to get in there. So This next one's going to be probably equal amounts. And you can see the green just take over. So I need, as I go here though, yeah, it needs a little more cat orange, not quite as much as that one, but we're going to go there. Yeah, this is,
Jim, that was phthalo green and without orange?
yeah, that's phthalo green on the blue shade with orange.
Got it. Okay.
And this is really a lot more orange. Okay. I'm looking at those sheep back here. And there's one more color I'm going to mix up for the greens. And this one probably should be closer. It's going to feel more like these, but a little bit browner probably. What? Yeah, let's go with, I'm going to try this. Again, green. But I'm going to go with, if you have cad red medium, that would be a good color because that's going to become a brown. If I get it there. And I should just need a little more green. Well, the purple brown. That's not what I was looking for. I thought for sure that it was going to burn the color I thought it was. Okay, hold on. I hate to make any more colors than I have to. All right. Yeah, okay. Cad red light would probably be a better solution for my browns. Yeah. Oh, well. There we go. Cad red light has just a little bit of yellow in it too. It can definitely, you'll find it. We're gonna do a lot of patchwork colors over this, thin colors over this background, the grasses and stuff. We're gonna try not to paint every piece of grass. We're just gonna try and just get a few main areas and stuff. You're gonna find back in here behind the dog. There's a few areas that have a nice thinness to it, a little brushiness to it, and it kind of pulls down, which will fit really well with the dog. So we do need this area, no matter what we do to it, to fit with the rest of the painting somehow. We can do that with color, and you can do it with stroke. But it's hard when it's really a totally different texture. But hey, we'll get it. We'll get it there. All right. Those are our colors. That's it for the painting, pretty much. What we're going to do here is find.
Jim, sorry, what were the second to last two that look a bit purpley brown? Yeah, those two.
This was phthalo green and cad red medium.
Ah,
It turned a little purple.
right.
I'm going to even try to fix this one. They're both same, since they're the same purple. I'm going to add some more green to this one.
And you wanted it brown. I see what you wanted. Okay.
I was trying to get the brownness of the sheep, and it wasn't coming.
Got
Didn't
it.
come. So I'm going to go. I went with this one, which is closer. It'll work. Those are the colors for the painting, pretty much. We don't have to go too far. You're going to get the dog out of it. You're going to get the sheep out of this. You're going to get the background out of it. Let's take all these colors and take them to a 7 value. So split your piles and add enough white to take one to a 7. 7, 8-ish, you know, he could be even darker. I mean, around there. We're no, nothing have to be, we're not, we try to be exact, but you can tell if it works and stuff. Some colors like these, the lighter yellows and stuff, are pretty much already there. So you won't have to really take those guys down. Uh, Basically, we'll be taking those guys and adding probably about the same amount of white and taking them to the lighter side because they're going to be the highlights pretty much of the painting. And we'll see what these guys do. This is interesting. I have not played with this color very much. I have played with this one. I played this with Cad Red medium with blue. And it is a really nice, dark, warm brown when they mix together. And they're great in eyes. So I might mix that color up, medium and blue together for eyes, nostrils type things. I like to use alizarin blue too. One thing's on this thing, you guys don't get this. There is no nostrils and eyeballs in this thing. I'm going to try and show you how to put them in. Just indicate them when you get this far. You can barely see them probably, but not in this print. So I'm going to add white to these guys to take them to a 7. So it's about a quarter of the amount. This is going to be, you can see this probably in the dog's chest. You're going to see that there. Value is, that's 7. Okay, 7. Then I'll take this one. Like I said, green, you'll see it here, a little show up. That's probably, like I would say, 2 green. I would normally say that because I would be going for the dog, going for the background. Yeah, pine. Pretty good. What I will do, though, is do a third color and just do a cross mix of these two to get rid of that. Well, that phthalo green's just a little too strong. So I'm going to add just a touch more red. I don't want, problem is I don't want to go there. That's not what I will need. I just want to go in between. I just want a version of this. These colors here can almost do that background with white, with this next color we're going to do here. Take this to 7. I just feel like I had too much paint. White. Really, alizarin got through there. Okay, there we go. That's going to get in there easily. It's just a little dark. Just a little bit more white. The alizarin side, pop forward a little bit too much. I'm going to grab just a little green. Gray that out so it's not so purple. So it's a little bit more grayed out. Yeah, I can use that. And I'm going to lighten it up a step 2. It's probably too light, too dark. It's still too dark. There we go. All right, so that's 7. It can start to get back in there. It might have to go to 6s to really get back there. This blue here, I call it blue, but because it's a blue gray. Definitely all over there. This color, these two colors, when I add enough white to them, should get the sky out of this green here. I'm just gonna add just a touch of white to these guys. And I'll tell you, probably take them to about a 5. These guys will probably go to, they might even already be there. Good colors. Even when you add white to them, they don't change too much. That's good. You got good, strong colors. Okay. Wow. Wow. 5. Get the screen to 5. Oh my. There you go. Those two are at 5. Everything else is at 7. But looking at, I might have to take them down to 6s. We get there. Oh, a little dirty. Ooh. This is mid pad red medium with green. Definitely. Wow. It's all over there. You know, so that idea of putting, I'll still put the sky in all these colors. Ooh, that's an interesting color. Wow. Usually I don't see this green. Do see it now. Wow. Interesting. All right. The red side. Just a touch too much white in that one. Definitely can get it in here. Definitely in everything. This is the red side. Definitely, you can just see it red gray. Boom. Okay. All right, so we got the background colors, most of the sky colors. Let's get the sky color. Definitely, I'm thinking this. I'm going to bring down a piece of this. This is phthalo green and alizarin, and I'm going to add enough white to take it to a value of 3. Maybe 3. More closer to 4. That's okay. I want to do a couple colors of this. Doesn't seem like much paint. Let me go back here and just deal a little bit more. Mix up a little bit bigger pile. Feels just a hair cool to that. Yeah, go just a little bit more on the green side. Just a hair more on the green side. Yeah. There we go. Because this is what the purple side should feel like. Okay. Color-wise, too, that's your sky. I'm going to take and just make, I do have a little the darker version of it. Good. I can use that at the top edge and to bring it down. Oops. And the sky can go in a little bit of these other colors now. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to just take, as you can see, I'm spending a lot of my time more on this stuff, and the dog. I'm going to be spending the rest of the time on the dog. Let's just take a few of these colors over to the side here. I'm going to bring in some of these other ones that jump out at you, like this one. This one I could see in there. This is the red and thing, and put a little bit of this, put a little bit of the sky into it to get it to play well. So, and then I've got these darker ones over here. These are the oxide red and green ones. And just put a little bit more gray into them, sky into them, and they will play better distance-wise. We don't have anything. What I don't want is any dark marks back here popping out. So this would pop out. So more sky into it. So it's almost more sky. And yeah, now it sits back and it can be there. And then here's the other green version of it. That's all I'm going to do. I don't need too many of these. Just going to have a few different ones to go to do the patchwork. I do need just a toned down one. So let's do a brown. Let's do orange. Orange and ochre, or orange, or grass, basically. You can put that in the grass, but you can get this back in here. Just a little bit on the warm side. But then we got the green. Just another version of it. And I was looking for the red side, so I'm thinking about this. Maybe just a scratch CAD red into it. A little bit more than that. All right, that's all I'm doing. Now I got to remake the sky. And I was thinking of that back in here. Probably could go a little bit lighter, but it could be it's green back in there. Yeah, it could be both these guys. But here's my sky again to go for. I'm going to go back here and steal from the mom pile and then just bring a lot of white in. Oh, not that much. So, as you can tell, I kind of went to the green side a little bit more on that side. That's really close to what I need though. So I'm going to use both these guys. Not sure why this one. There we go. Now we just need to paint the dog. Some of these colors here, these grayed out ones, you're going to find in this dog. But the main ones are going to come from here. It's just white. That's Cad Orange and Phthalo Green. Oh, Cad Orange, Phthalo Green. This is the Cad Orange side. That's going to be in there. It's going to be in the sheep a little bit too, maybe just a touch of sky into it to gray it out. And then the green side too, we're going to need that in its guy to gray him out. I'm going to take all these gray ones over here, these warmer grays, these Cad Reds and Phthalo Greens. Hit those guys with white. There we go. Those guys can get in here too. Definitely down lower. And then that's like the medium tones. Basically, I'm just going to take these guys all just one more step to in these higher key areas. Very definitely, you could get up to ones and a few highlights. What I'm going to do here is just, as you see, that's a little cool, but that can be in that highlight. This will be slightly warmer. Not by much. Almost that one's much warmer. I can get in here, definitely lower areas. I think it's mixing a little too much. They have got a little bit of sky in them already, so. And then the warm side, just can't tell that's warm though. The warm red is not showing up. When you get that high. Okay. Then if you have ochre or light ochre, just ochre and white. Just ochre and white. I got this pale ochre, already has white in it. That will do it. That will get me to 3/4 of the dog. So regular ochre, knock it down to a little bit of ochre, a lot of white. We'll do that. Okay. So it's kind of pale. It's not nothing that's jumping out at me too much. Definitely, I could use a little bit warmer, darker green back in here. Yeah, probably going to have to use this one. That needs to go a little warmer, so just a little cad. Well, let's go oxide red into it. More oxide red than. Oh no, didn't do it. Didn't. No, it did. Okay, but I'm going to put just a touch of cad orange in it too. Let's see if it. Just went too far. But hey, now we got a sheep. Yeah, those are sheep. You never know. That's these reds and greens. They go to brown really quickly when you add a little bit of yellow to them. So I'm going to go back here. And cad. I'm just going to add just a touch of cad red, more cad red to that. Maybe a touch of yellow. If I can get that green, just a little bit of blue. And then a little bit of yellow. Could be ochre. Could have been ochre. There we go. Okay. So I started. Okay, I'll try to remember what I just did there. Basic colors we went with. Let me mix a couple more up. Lost a little bit of pile here. Okay. Okay. What we got here, we got this is phthalo green and oxide red light. These two. Bringing them down to a 7. This one was okay on the red side because it kind of turned to a gray. But on the green side, it went to green. So I could see it in here or, in here too, sometimes This will come forward. These guys will recede. So if I put these guys in this front area, like half split this thing, put them in that half, and put these guys in the back half, I should get a lot of space. I should be able to recreate that. Okay, so that's Oxide Red and Phthalo Green. This is Phthalo Green and alizarin or Rose Madder Deep. Purple side, blue side. The blue side, I took a little bit way down and got the sky, and that's what I took and put into all these other colors, warmer grays and stuff that are going to go in the background here. I put that sky into them. I also mixed up some more version of it, and somehow I didn't get as much purple into it. It had a little bit more green, and I got a little bit more sky. So these two will be able to make the sky really interesting. Over here we have phthalo green and orange. A little bit strong, but it's, I think when we thin it out and put it into this grass area, maybe even into some of the trees back here and into these guys, the sheep, that'll be fine. Those should work. We should work. We knocked it down to a little bit lower. That's not even 7. Kind of is. Could be 6s. We got this is a Cad Red medium in phthalo green and purple. This is really kind of an interesting purple, and that's an interesting green. So you can see it's just a different value of that. But you know, sometimes you can get that just by adding white, but it's a little different. Probably a little cleaner. You never know. Sometimes you need cleaner. This is Cad Red. I was trying to get that color to go into the sheep brownness, but it didn't do it. Went purple on me, so I added a lot more green to it. So this one is I decided to go with a little bit warmer red. This is Cad Red and green. I'm trying not to do what I just did on this one, trying to mix them up and talk at the same time. Get this one a little bit more on the green side. Use the whole big pile up too much. So we got kind of a little greener gray version. You got a redder version, warmer version. We bring them down with white. Not sure if I took them too far. That's the thing, is I think I took those guys, yeah, too far. Kind of that should be a little bit more. I'm going to add just a touch more red to this color too. I'm looking at these sheep back here, you know. Yeah, it might not be perfect, but they'll work. And I always have a little bit brighter one. Who knows? Maybe I can get that in the dog. Let's see. Then the dog colors. Basically, I took phthalo green and orange and lighten them up to get to about, those are 3s, 4s. And I also took these Oxide Red and phthalo green and moved those guys down. Probably should have done these guys too. I'm just going to leave them a little bit darker. This is Cad Red or phthalo green and Oxide Red light from the very top ones. Just lighten them up, taking them off a 7, making them basically a 5. That you can find that in here too. So I find a lot of greens and yellows and oranges in this guy. Then I took the highlights, basically took all these colors and really hit them again. This one I was hoping was going to be a little stronger, when it came down here. It's going to have just a little more richness to it. and it didn't really do much. So it's too close to that one. It's almost like a wasted color. I'm gonna put just a hair of cat orange back into it. You get no reason to have, oop, and now I got phthalo green into it. So just there's no reason for me to have a color that's taking up space. It's the same as one next to it. Too close. Just like these two. This red here needs a good go. Just a hair more red to it. So these guys do what they're supposed to do. It's be a warm version and a cool version. There you go. There we go. Now we'll do it. Now we got it. Now we got colors. Now we color. And I also did ochre and white. Just a little bit of ochre, a lot of white. So you can see this one and this one definitely could be the highlights of that dog. Any questions? Yeah, well, you think of those sheep back there and you go, man, they're brown, but doesn't mean we have to paint them brown. It doesn't mean we can't have some fun with them and put in a few other colors. So let's, yeah.
Jim, it's Lindsay.
Lindsay!
My Tad Red medium and my phthalo is a very pretty brown, but it is nowhere near purple.
Okay. You got a brown, yeah. Okay, you basically when you get a brown, it's on just a little bit on the red side. You probably could go a little bit
Add a little
more on the red side, and then a little more on the green side for the other one. And it's just a little bit, and they'll take the brown out and make before you can the purple should start to show up.
Okay, so sorry. Add more phthalo or more Tad Red?
Well, if you were doing both piles.
My green side looks good. My
Okay.
other side
does
not
just a
look
touch
purple.
more red. Just a touch more red.
Okay.
Touch more red.
Thank you.
No worries. You'll be fine. Okay, let me get everything set up. Clean my hands. Get phthalo on your hands, it just takes over. The camera's up and running for we don't miss this. All right. There we go. Try to keep the photo in there. Tape. 1 second. Let me take that photo back. There we go. Now I can bring it over here more. Okay, I think I can get my feet in here. Yeah. Tone. Definitely I'm going to put them in with oxide red light. I mean, gonna take and tone my canvas with oxide red light. A little bit heavier down below. I think it'll be good while I'm going with a cooler purple, or grayed out purple or red, than a than a warmer one, basically, because I don't want the background back there to go too warm. So I need some oil, fresh oil. Go ahead and tone your canvas. Keep it a little light in the sky. Go a little bit darker down below. It doesn't make a difference. Okay. My hands again. Got to get new oil. Get on my brush. So oxide red light. In oil. Like I said, down here into about, I did move, at least kept the horizons above center, right? A little bit of purple left in my brush here from something else showing up. Now it's thin. I'll use it up here to finish it off. Don't want too much color up here. But I just want to tell. Yep. Just a small redness to it. And then basically just mark out where everything goes. Top third, grass. There you go. Little room for tops of trees. I could go just a hair higher, lower. If I'm going to lose anything, it probably push down the tops of the trees, I think. Do need the dog to come out of it. He is in the 1/3 spot in the painting. If you split this in thirds, he's going to be right here in the third spot. So, and his head stays in the darkness of this trees, these tops of trees that are showing over the ridge here. That's the toughest thing is probably getting the patchwork drawn out. The great thing is you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect about this. Just got to be get the idea. It's basically the idea. So if you miss an area, no big deal. Jill and Terry will probably tell us all about it being wrong, but hey. Okay, there we go. That's the background. Basically, all I got to do now is take my colors and drop those in. That shouldn't be too hard. My colors, I know value wise should fit pretty well. Dog wise, definitely move him. Got him over here. He's gonna he's gonna be a little lower, but the grass is really kind of take up. We don't have paws to worry about. Basically, we just got his body. And it's got the basic thing coming down. He has his chest hair. I think he got shaved too when they shaved the sheep. Pretty sure he was shaved too, because usually they're a lot furrier. And that's why he looks like a regular golden, is because of this. He's been shaved. I did have a pretty cool shot I put in the PDF. I know of a dog swimming and things. I don't know if you guys like that shot. We can paint it later. Usually, when I'm putting these things together, I'm putting together months ahead of time or weeks, a month ahead of time, and so I'm just kind of shooting to put something in there. I go, well, this could be fun to paint. But I usually change my mind a week or so, after I put it in. So that's why we're painting this instead of the dog that was in the water dog that was in the photo or the PDF. Okay. So I'm just working out basically where his head is. Just a little bit too low. And we mark his nose. I think his nose is going to go right in here. And then his lips come out of there. Okay, his nose, and then basically it looks like double that, almost double that. To his eyes. Now just got to put in some sheep. Looks about right, in fact. Looks right. All right, goes up just a hair higher. There we go. I think it comes over a little bit farther this way, not so much this way. Okay. It might be a little hair small. Usually it grow up a little bit anyway when I get done painting. Easy to move things around. Okay, sheep back there. You know, basically a head and a little rectangle coming through here. They line up pretty much. They're going height wise and stuff. They're not going to jump too much. So some are going to be a little closer and back farther, even back farther than that. Not too many heads. Try to take it easy. And one over here. He's a little bit closer than the other guys, so he's just a hair bigger. Not by much. Looks like a camel, but that's okay. We got camels in France. That's okay. Walking around the thing. That'll do it. Basic softenings. I'm pretty much there. I think that's close. We just go in for the block in. Let's see how we do. We'll start with these darks. How are you guys doing? Everybody okay? Good. I have you all on mute then. It's working. Looking at this, this is like, a lot, need to take a little bit more here, see if I got his forehead big enough. This is where basically I think size-wise, if I'm off, it's going to be probably in there. Might have just a little bit points. Okay. And I'll give you more information about the painting the dog as we get there. He doesn't have a ball in his mouth, at least. Not one of my boys. Okay. Dark wise. Gonna go through our darks up top. First row colors. Gonna go with the phthalo green and the oxide reds. Gonna do the green side low on back in here. I'm gonna paint it in these this dark area behind his head, this treetops. I'm gonna start off the green side, a little thinner, and paint that on the low side of the coming up, and then the middle of the shape, I will paint a little warmer. Got a little bit of. Don't want to lose my shape too soon. Slight tilt to that head too. I don't want it too 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 level. It's like so. It's just a slight. It's not bad. Oh, I was supposed to be putting that down below here. Color down here a little bit more. I'm also gonna put it over here on this guy. As you can see, I'm not putting in a full strength. I mean, it's just really super dark. All right. What I do also with this color, maybe on the brown side. Okay, I'm going to go to the brown side and just work it a little bit more in the middle of the trees, coming up. And then also at the bottom of the painting. This is on the brown side. This is a red side. This is a phthalo green and in oxide red. This is on the red side. I just want to get it going in here, maybe work it into the shadow of the dog or something like that, even though there isn't really a too much of a shadow, but it's just a more of a, not defined, but there's just a warm mark there. You might put it in his chest since you're painting him. Thinned out like this, basically what I'm doing is just creating the form. It's a little bit of that in there. Okay. I think his face comes down a little bit farther. Didn't do his mouth. That's where it was. That's why it looks weird. I did the nose, but I didn't do the bottom lip. That's why it's off. Okay, no problem. I'm also going to just keep going with this. Maybe just go. Am I on the red side? Good. Even in these areas here around his eye sockets. Marking those. This goes just a hair farther over. I'm going to use a little more red on his cheeks and then go a little greener underneath his neck. Can't tell. Okay. There we go. We're just going to soften these areas here too. I'm going to come up and just soften where I'm going to put in, this grasses and stuff. Just soften the top edge as I go. Also, this is the red side. Doesn't look red. It's kind of a gray. Like I said, just keep it dark here, maybe on the sides here, work it in. You just need a little bit of this. That I don't want to go back and paint every little scratch, every little brass. I don't mind painting a few of them. I just don't want to be here all day painting grasses like that. We've done this before, so it's not a big deal. Just basically trying to get the value out of these colors, even though it's really dark. And I'm gonna probably have the exact same color in with a little bit of white in it. But I like to just get this stuff in here now because it's just a nice feel to it, especially when I don't have to paint everything. So some of these scratches I got going in here just because of how the paint hits like this and pushing it into the canvas, it just will help make that grass feel. It's just so much faster if I quit right now. All right. That's good. That's good. In fact, that looks really pretty good. Oh, I forgot about this one other color if I got back in here now. No. Forget it. Not saying it. I'm going to go to a smaller brush just because I need to put the next colors in. Next colors probably won't even get in here too much in this painting. This is alizarin and in green. The red side, definitely if you get it in the red side, definitely use it for the eyes. They're just little teeny triangles. And you just got to line up. One side over here, this one is going to be a little bit smaller than the other one. Just because of the perspective. And the finger, I just smooshed it around with. The nose, definitely, you could put it in with that. That nose should catch the corner of that eye. And the tilt of the head and the eyes, if these guys are tilted a little bit, the nose should tilt too. Mouth comes back to almost the back of his eye. That one's just too far. This eye should end up right here. This one should be right there. This one's not much. Okay, this color too. I was going to put this in. This is the phthalo green and the alizarin. Some of these areas back in here, just a few spots in these trees will help break them up a little bit, break them up. I did kind of put them in kind of really simple, but just look for those. What I'm looking for is the darks in their back area that push just piece of some limbs forward. So it just feels like there's something there, but not too much. That's a little teeny brush I'm using, way too small. But this one I'm not going to do probably hardly anything to. That one back there. Okay. Looking at this, I'm thinking the muzzle's too short. But always something, always something. This is I just did to put the warm top on the nose. I just used a little bit of that alizarin crimson and phthalo green mixed up. I put a little bit of just a hair of white into it from the mid-tone color, just a little bit of that, and then I put in some warm oxide red left over from toning the canvas. Just put that right on top of the nose, top edge, just a little where the light hits it and separates out the whole nose. That color's pretty good. That color could probably be back here on all these sheep too. No more cad red or oxide, alizarin, purple and stuff going into that. Well, that's not bad. That will work.
Jim, what did you just put on his nose?
I painted his nose with alizarin crimson and phthalo green pretty solidly. The very top of his nose, there's a little thing there. I took alizarin, I took that same color and put a little bit of oxide red left over from the paint or from tinting it, and just a hair of white into it. And the white, I used the mid-tone 7 thing, and just put just a touch of that on the top of his nose here, just that top line. Yeah, didn't do much. Looks like the eyes are too small, too short, too low, but too big and too low. That'll work. Okay, but this other color, just a second though, I was using is alizarin crimson and phthalo green on the red side, putting in just a little bit of oxide red into that color, so it's a third color. It warms it up just a little bit, and I get a pretty good brown out of it. Just another purple. And I'm just going to paint the shapes of these sheep in here. I said, they're nothing more than rectangles, little rectangles. They have just a little indents in them. This guy's too big, going to be too big there, so I'm going to shrink him down. This is what I should have been using. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to come back. I got to go back to the oxide red, light and green on the red side, really red side. And I'm just going to put it back in. This is dark. I want to put the darks in these sheep back in here. A little bit of the, don't have them all in there. I put them in with purple. I'm coming back in with a little bit more warmth into them. The sheep is over here. Now that I'm filling it in, sorry, he looks way too long. Yeah. Okay. He's not a big deal. I'm going to fix him with the background colors. Yeah. I'm going to go to a bristle brush. Just a clean one. All right. I could keep, that's really my darks. You know, everything else goes into these, were made for the background here. So I'm going to jump back into those. I'm going to go to this row of the 7 values. And I'm going to paint this background and into the sky. I just decided to go with a bristle brush here. I'm going to start off with my greens up here, my oxide red and phthalo green mixes. This first one is a cross match of the two because it's more gray than the other ones. I want to just start patching these guys in. But these guys I'm going to be using the 7 values. Definitely are only going to go in this one area here. From about halfway from here on down. They're basically 7s. I'm going to put the 7s. Let's shrink this guy down a little bit. Okay. So that's going to work at that color, and then I'm going to go to my other lighter greens. See where I go. We just got to fill these guys in. As I can see, these might be just a hair too dark. Let me see this one. Okay. They are cooler. Yeah, I did not put much red back in here. So from toning, so my brush is dragging pretty good. So I'm gonna have to use some decent amount of oil here. This color here I'm using now is the green side of that. That's got fun. Might not have a light enough. Yeah. Yeah, that's too dark. Gonna need more white in the lamp. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, that's better. Hey, really? Not a whole lot of places for that anyway. But the edges here are gonna be kept pretty soft, so that's why I grabbed a bristle brush. It's here too warm. Huh. I'm gonna have to find these purples that are in here. See if this is it. I can say purples because they have feel gray, but they're the purple. This is the purple I'm using now. Gray is that cad red medium with green in it on the red side. I'm going to use that pretty much to do all these markings of and splittings of land here. And then I'm just going to adjust it later. Probably with a little bit more on the green side. I could just push these two together now and see if that works. Not really. But like I said, right about a little bit over halfway on this one. But it's going to do all the marking of some of these areas here, separating out. Okay. Then from there, I'm just going to go down to my really low, lighter one and see how these guys do. I might have to come back into these lower ones and lighten those guys up. I'm thinking some of these areas might be too dark. It's a touch warm. I can just, it says I have to get in front of this. I can see how elongated I made these. Yeah. They just, at my perspective, like I always say, from my perspective right here, these things are drawn right. I can see they're off a little bit. No, I didn't paint that top corner. Anyway, let's bring it over. That's the nice thing about these patchwork things, kind of, push it back and forth pretty easily. I got what's back. Can I go down in here too? This got that one a little dark. It's funny that these guys are just basically grays, slightly change. Yeah, that one back there definitely looks green, but down here it looks gray. So, oh well. And then the very back, I really use my blue grays and stuff, my blue or almost sky colors. Or this stuff back in here. Almost a little bit cooler than that. I'll put them in and then I'm going to use the sky back into these very top ones here. I'll try to tell you what colors I'm using. I'm just it's one of those things you just take it, I have the colors are there. I can just say the colors that we made up are right. They just got to be put in the right sequence. This color here is, gosh, I wish I knew which one it was. It is a sky with, looks like a little bit of, this could be the Cad Oxide Red and sky. So some of these things just keep getting grayed out a little bit more here. As they go back into spaces, you guys should be just knocked down and shouldn't even be able to see this stuff. All right. I'm just going to put in the sky since I'm right there and I got it on my, my brush is close to it. I'm going to start off with just a little slightly darker version of it. This probably almost has a little more alizarin in it than the other one. Definitely want to just, I'm going to get the top of the painting Should be using a synthetic at this point. But I'm too lazy to change. Bring that down a little bit till we're halfway. And I'll just bring in the light version of it. I'm going to bring that in with a synthetic though. Not that big. Okay. Sure, got a good clean brush. So I don't get too much weird colors. Yeah, I got some orange in this brush. Try and get that out. Okay. Just a touch of oil. Get the flow. And then the rest of the time we'll use up work on the animals. Trying to use the clean part of the paint. Lower in the painting here before I take it up and touch everything, and just use it to gray out the line here a little bit. Whoop. This is right about the right value. I feel good about that. Then I feel like at least this back area's got, it's moving, in the right direction. And over here, you can see it just goes back a little bit farther. So I'm going to bring the sky down a little bit into this area here. I'm going to come back, and now I'm just going to work it up a little bit. Just want a little bit of value change, not much. And right in the middle, and put a good clean line of paint, a sky color. Now that I have it all mixed. This could be cooler. It just feels a little too warm. But those are little changes, you make later on. Shouldn't affect what we're doing down here from now on. All right. That brush is going to have to sit for a little bit. Let's put in the grasses and work in the foreground. Let's say that's got a good feel to it. A lot of stuff back in here. I told you guys, finger softening. Just run your finger, clean finger over these lines. That's all you have to do for get the right space on these back ends, especially back here. You don't want too many hard lines. So it's always a finger. Little finger. I always like my little finger because it's the smallest one and I can really, you can guide it a lot better. Okay. Let's get some greens in here. I want to go back to my big brush. Just wipe it out a little bit of the dark. Got the phthalo green and cat oranges, basically one used. Dark versions, no white. You know, the green, definitely you can see it in this front area. I'm just going to pull this down and let it go. Go through it. Yeah, start in the middle and let it and pull it down and let it come up and just let it go. When the paint comes off it, done. It's done. Mostly you just want it in this middle section or lower section if you get the dog. Get to him. Basically, not much oil. I mean, I think that's what I was probably should have been saying too. Is I'm using the oil that's on the canvas, which we wiped pretty good. I wiped it out pretty good. I'm just using green side. I'm not even using the other side. I'm gonna use the green. That green up towards the top too. That warmth there should help against this cool here. Should help really solidify the distance. We're gonna get a good block. Should get a good block in now. Could use a little bit more of that green, but I'm gonna go switch to the yellow. And in the midsection here, you know, I put it in the lower part. Now I'm gonna the phthalo green heavier side. I'm just gonna stroke in over here. Watch how high I go. Good. All right. This is without white. This is just all pure color. Start to get it into the dog a little bit as I get closer. Work it down a little bit. Okay. I could be doing, going here for a little bit longer too, but it's one of those areas that, you know, has to feel like it's loose. So I'm pretty close enough. All right. I see I've been just getting in here and just touching these guys a little bit. Touching the dog a little bit. You can see the sheep back there. They're just going to be pretty much silhouettes with just a little bit of rim light on them. Hopefully, and that's your drawing ability coming through. You can draw the head and just the shape of the head and just the line on its back of light. You should be pretty good. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. We'll start digging into the dog. I'm going to use a bristle again. A smaller bristle. Get a little oil on my brush. I'm going to start working some of these midtones, those sevens, into this dog here. Right now, just looking at brushing out a little bit of the underpainting here, trying to straighten out some of the drawing problems. I should be underneath it a little bit more. This probably could go up, could always go up. Okay. Real paint. I'm going to start off with oxide red and phthalo green and white to 7 on the red side here. And you can see it's not too much different than the paint I already put in there. So, except for the property of it is just a little bit more opaque. And I can, it'll stay where I want to put it. I'm just looking at these rings of fur underneath here. Just working those guys out and then get into his chest here. He has that angle to his chest here. It's just not, see, not totally straight across. So nice to think about that as you go. I would say that's not bad. I can go there. I'm done. In between his eyes, I'm going to go switch down and go to, this is Cad Red and Phthalo Green. These are just slightly warmer at 7. I want to get in between his eyes and that split in his head right here, the middle area. Probably can start to come down across his cheekbones from his eyes. I'll look at some of the drawing as I go here. Gonna go on a little bit on the green side of that and get his ears, chips back of his ears, I think. Go a little green right in here. Then it goes a little pinkier, which would be the red side. The tops of his ears. I'll look for that color. Down here in his chest a little bit. Usually that's what I do. I just go through all the colors, just to see where else I can see it. Gets a little bit warmth there. So I'm going to go to Cad Orange and Phthalo Green here. A little bit of light stuff. This is also going to go into all these grasses back in here. A little bit too. But I was trying to get just a little bit of this. Yeah, maybe I'll go with the North. I'm going to go with without white. Just a little flat. Go on the green side of that. Or get these legs here. The bottom part of his legs here. Definitely find a little bit greens and stuff up here in his face. At the point where, trying to use a big brush for areas that it's not going to do it. Can't, not going to, too big. So I'm going to have to go down to a smaller brush. I am coming back though here before I do that with a little more, using a little structure here. That's the tough thing about this one is there is stuff in front of it causing him to, be a little softer than he normally is. It's in this line. That's why. Okay. Okay. Yeah, when getting to the highlights, that's like right here. Just going to go in and just erase out a few spots. Get in front of it too. That way I can feel a little bit better about putting all these areas in. pull off just a little bit of the paint. I have a nice bristle brush, small one, or a good synthetic will work. And a nice bristle here. One medium size. That's the one I was looking for. Let's see. Ooh, a lot of blue in it. All right, I'm gonna go with the warmer yellows and stuff now. Down here, this is cat orange and phthalo green. I'll be working with a little bit with white, a lot of white to about. I'm gonna value, yeah, about a 4. These are lighter ones. I got one more lightness to go, but that's just basically for the forehead and the top of the nose, maybe a tip of the ears back in here. Right. So a little bit of red coming around the face here on the muzzle. So this is cad red, phthalo green, cad red on cad red side. For the sides of his nose. And I go to the green side. I think the green side I can come down and get the neck. Start to get into these brighter areas here. Yeah, that green, in fact, might work kind of cool. So, definitely gonna have to put in, the eyes and stuff again, probably. Gonna go with this green version of that. It's a little bit cooler than cat orange phthalo green. So this is a kind of almost a mint green. Then I'll come back with just the highlight colors. You see, I try not to go too bright. So this one is cad red and a little bit of phthalo green, but it's a lot more white. This is at the value of 2. Definitely wanted to get the nose, the top of the nose here, and work it to the side a little bit to get the that width of the nose here a little bit. Usually right here in between everything. I might be able to use it a little bit. That might be it too. That might be it for the back ears too. Came really close just by taking off the paint. Getting enough paint on it. I'm going to go warm it up as it comes forward too, then with a little bit of cat orange and white. I'm gonna get up to this spot up here, and then I'm gonna bring it forward and get his forehead a little bit with that warmth. He has a valley, you know, right in the middle of between his eyes here. There's a little valley of richness and stuff, darkness. So you're always going to find that. And this is the lightest color. This is ochre and white. And then I'm just going to put it at the very top of his head. It probably might work. There's a little teeny spot in his nose, bridge of his nose. And just these edges of his ears, the tips of his back of his ears, or top of his ears as they start to come down. You know, maybe these back edges. This is ochre. That's all good places you're going to use it. You really don't, because if you use it, I mean, yeah, I'm going to use it a little bit on his spots here on his shoulders and his hair right here. All right. But I'm not going to use too many more places on his face because you start to flatten out everything. Like I said, right here, I want to put it. And that will be it for that. I'm just going to bring a little bit dirty white brush now down here to finish off these little areas. Just using a little bit of the white that I have here on my thing. I'll have to come back in and really kind of just touch up a few things, but that's working out pretty well. Might be a little bit of a pink I'm kind of missing, but otherwise, I'm going to go with that. Too much, too much, too much. Should be warmer. Right out warmer. Okay. That's basically him. I just got to paint some sheep in behind him. Got a few minutes to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna warm these sheep up. This is just get it in here in their bodies. This is cad red and phthalo green, but this is on the cad red side. Just putting it at the top spot on these guys, more towards top area here. Some are going to be a little lighter, but some are going to be a little darker. This color probably could go into some of these grasses too. You're going to find it down in here too, but this is good. Um, yeah. Oh. Colors. I'm just gonna use some. Let me try the oxide red. No, this is cad, cad red and green. A little bit of white in it. Just a little pasty. Use just a little bit of warmth to it. See if this is better. Yeah, it's better. Slight hump in these guys, not much, but it's, you know, when they're in this kind of distance to a just a square with a few or a rectangle with just the knocked off edges should be good enough. This is like the mid-tone for them. This is a cad red phthalo green mix with white. I added just a little bit of cad orange to the colors, just because of it was just a little bit too cool. And on some of these guys, this is it. This is that's all they get. The other ones who have faces and things like that, they get a little bit more attention. Probably, still got to go back in and do some background work, but we got a full block in, pretty good block in too. Yeah, definitely got some grasses here. I got to come around and fix that dog face up a little bit. Need some grasses to come over these guys or push down a little bit. I might have to adjust this grasses down or the trees down a hair. Um, that's pretty good. I've got probably going with like a synthetic at the end here. Smaller one probably. And go with a little bit lighter uh, value of that. Now, and see if I can draw in that face edge, some top light here. Just a little bit of oil on your brush when you grab your paint. This is cad red, phthalo green, cad red and phthalo green, but basically cad red, a little bit with white, lots of white for this final little drawing part. Mm. Might just warm it up here and there so it doesn't feel like I'm using too much of the same color. There you go. Just a touch more oil sometimes. Hmm. That's that one pretty good. I'm sorry. Get out again. Okay. Let me do his nose too a little bit again. So that I have a little bit smaller brush. Yeah, I mean, with a smaller brush, at least I can get in here and get there, get this gums and lips and stuff in here. And again, using a phthalo green and alizarin work out pretty good for this spot, doing these areas. Definitely could do a little bit more shadows and stuff. Up the shadows on these guys a little bit from ears. Ears will help. Ear shadows here will help. That is just cad oxide red and phthalo green on the red brown side. Should do it. Okay. That's a block in, pretty good block in. Did not, his tail here. Basically, I'll just be taking my knife at the end, do a lot of the littler stuff. Definitely got to come back in and, paint around these guys a little bit back in here. Put a little bit more trees in, put the tops of the trees in, a little bit touch of warmth. We have that color, I just didn't put it in. And then all the grasses, like I said, here, let me you guys know what I'm gonna do. Basically just put it in with the edge of my knife. Just a little bit of things here. Look for them. Look for the ones that go across and lay down in the painting. Be good. And then you get these guys coming up, right? Paws don't really show up. But that's what we'll be doing at the end. That's going to take the rest of the painting. But I just want to make sure we got the good stuff in. Like I said back in here, good clean finger just to soften things when you get all the way back here. We don't want any hard edges. We want to show super distance, and that you'd only do that with no edges. Look for little things too. When you get little things like that, push them down, nick into things so you don't have too many perfect spots. They create a little bit of interest, but again, an edge could be just a hair too hard. When you get these lines here, yeah, like that's what I was thinking about, just making sure I got to wade through those areas so they don't read as too much of a snake or anything back there. They just got a line. There we go. Good start. I guess I could have leaned him a little bit more, but he looks leaning here in front of him. Does it? Here, look at that's what I was shooting at. Look at, see how perfect that is? Yeah. Now you come in front of it and you get the perspective and you go, oh, well, that's not quite the same. Anyway, you can start to see what I was talking about. The light, yellow, white on top of the edge, top of the head, top of the tips and tops of the ears. That's about it. Everything else is just, it drops down a little bit lower. So they fall back space. A little bit more work to do there. Definitely the sheep, got a long ways to go. You really got to get the silhouettes of those guys, in a little bit better. But the background back there, that's pretty close. That's pretty good. I mean, I might go with a little blue or gray here and there, break it up, but that's about it. So let's see what you guys have. And for this first class of the fall session, we got Ellen, we got Karen, we got Kathleen. She better have painted. And we have Lindsay and Sarah and Kim. Oh, Kim's up first. Kim wants to leave. So let's get Kim up first. How you doing, Kim? Where are you? You back in the U.S.?
I am. I was going to say, you recognize the basement.
Yeah. What are you doing back here?
Having a colonoscopy tomorrow. No,
Are
it's
you?
Monday. Yeah, fun.
Oh man, gosh, you are so lucky.
I
Oh,
know. I
that-
can't wait.
On Monday. Wait a second. You can't be.
Not Monday. Sorry, Tuesday. Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday.
Okay. Hey, that's looking good. That's looking
That's
really great.
great.
You got a good dog going there. Nice job with the sheep too. Just the indications of those guys so far is looking really good. Colors hold together in the back nicely. I like the idea of that one sheep coming forward a little bit better.
Yeah, I thought he needed to look like he was coming down a hill.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good spot. That's a really good idea, Kim. That's a fabulous idea. At this temp, I think everything looks good. It looks like a smart move on moving that sheep down. I love that. And your colors back there look pretty good back there. You got a glare coming in from a light back there.
Yeah.
So it's just so hard to tell exactly how warm it is and stuff like that. But I would say for you, the background looks really fun. I love the background back there, the colors back there. So far, and the softness, the way they painted, I think that's what's really nice. So yeah, this can be fun.
Good.
I like that. Your French dog.
I was looking at this picture when you posted it, and I thought, well, okay, the background is French for sure, but the
You
rest
thought
of
I
it.
stole that?
No, I
Don't
thought, but
you
I
remember
thought,
those-
I thought you did sort of what you did, but I thought you did it worse. I thought you literally photoshopped the dog.
I just took him from where he was and made him bigger. Yeah, I want him bigger than the sheep and stuff. Okay, we'll go into Ellen. Let's see how she did. Ellen. Oh, wow. Wow, fabulous. You spent more time on that dog than what we painted all that background, didn't you? Painted all the grasses and then your dog in.
No, the background needs a little work, I can see. And the dog, and all of it.
Oh, I know, but you really looks like you worked. I don't know how much work you put on that dog, but it feels good. He feels like
Oh,
you started to capture him.
thank you.
You dug into him really well. And with the sheep back there, they're very easy to become antelopes.
Yeah.
I found that out.
They're a little big.
Yeah. But great job. I like seeing how you put in the grass. Good job. You kept, getting the worms in that grass and stuff up front like you did really helped push everything back and gives you some distance and helps start to create that distance right up front. So when you get in back behind the trees, it really should jump really good. Yeah, I think that's a really, really great start.
Thank you.
And hey, you took out one of the sheep. Smart move too.
Oh, the one behind the dog?
The dog's head.
Yeah, that didn't work too good.
No, I like the way you took him out. That was
Okay.
smart. I
Okay.
like that. I like that because I think that's cleans them up a little
Thank
bit.
you.
Good job. Okay, Kathleen, very good job. Nice. Kathleen, okay, what do we got here?
Well, I'm not as
You fell
fast as you
asleep on
guys.
us again.
Oh, wow, the color looks really different.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it's.
What is
let
it,
me
a little
see this
yellower?
light on. Yeah, a lot yellower. I don't.
That's okay.
Well, yeah, I don't know, but anyway, it's
That's
not
what
that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think it's that yellow when I look at it. But
Okay.
who knows?
Hey, how did she come up? Okay.
Okay.
That looks like a good start though. I mean, I like the placement of the dog. You pushed it a little bit. Good job. I like
It's pretty
everything
rough
looks like
yet.
it's in a good job. I mean, everything looks like it's in the right place. That looks good layout wise. Good sky. Just you just get
I'm
a
gonna
paint.
calm that yellow down because I don't know. It doesn't look that bad here, but maybe it is more yellow. When you get out in the light.
I think your eyes have gone. Your eyes are shot. You should go with Jack to have your eyes fixed.
That must be what it is. Probably cataract.
No. It looks. Hey, tone wise, I know it's probably just a little bright. That's all it is. You know,
Yeah.
the light's hitting it so directly. You can see the glint on the
Yeah, I don't know if that
front
looks
middle
better,
of the
but
painting. That's okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah,
Finish
I'll
it
keep
up.
playing
Publish
around
it
with it.
for me. We'll be good.
Okay. Thanks. It was a great class.
Oh, thanks. Okay, I got Lindsay and Sarah yet to turn on their stuff. Lindsay's up.
Okay. I didn't get very far. I had some dog problems.
Dog problems, are you?
Like my actual dogs needed attention, so I had to step away. But I'm
They
kind of
always-
locked in.
Those two hounds are always trying to get attention.
Yeah, they're needy.
Yeah, you could
It's
definitely
locked in.
you could turn this guy into a poodle if you wanted
could.
to. It wouldn't be hard. He's your white dog. We painted that
Okay.
white dog. Good job on laying it out and getting the sheep back there, starting that. I mean, you got pretty far there. I mean, you got the background in. Yeah, it's going to take some adjustments color wise in the back as you go. That's always going to be the thing. The sky's right. So, in the back deep depth, you're starting to get depth. That's the good thing is you're going back from the trees and stuff. You got some depth. Yeah. A lot of it's just like you're good. You got a good solid block in, girl. Yeah, you paint the dog in any way you want. You can make it any breed you want to. I don't blame you. You know, I don't feel, but I won't take it personally if you decide to make it your poodle, you know, and then find take one of those guys and make him your other poodle. You'll be fine.
I just need to work on it some more. But
I understand. It's a good start, though. I mean, you got a lot done for an hour and a half.
Thank you.
Painting. Good job. All right, and then we go to Sarah, and she is ready. We're placing spotlight. Ooh, Sarah, nice, really nice and controlled color in the front. I like that. Really nice tip to the head. That dog is already starting to work. I really like, the way you have his head tipped. Really nice. I like the grasses and the background. It's coming, right? Yeah. Just, you got the idea of putting a base tone down and now working color into that base tone is a really good way to do it too. I think you'll be fine. Good job on the sheep even cut in there. Nice.
Thank you.
This is good. This is good. Congrats.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Keep going. Finish it up. I know you will.
Yes, yes.
Fab.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, finish these puppies up and put them up on the site, and I'll give you guys another critique, run through and stuff. The thing is, use your fingers in the far back here, and anything whenever you get a soft hard edge, just rub it in there. That's how soft those things are back there, and they still have an edge to them. So it's always that. But as you come forward, those edges just keep changing. That'll help the color, just like the color changes. But the edges can also, help create a lot of depth. So, so have fun with this. It's not my dog, but it's close enough. I appreciate you guys joining on this very first one. Next week, we're gonna go to a snow scene. I think next week for you guys, and then see where we go from there. All right.
Sounds great.
Fun.
Yeah. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
For joining. I really appreciate it.
See you next week.
Oh, wait. Next week is off. We're not off, Nick. Next week, yeah. When we're off next week, we're on the week after. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Remember that? Okay. Sorry about that.
Oh, thanks.
I'll remind you, because I was supposed to have that workshop, and what happened is that workshop ended up getting canceled, but I already had to set up the schedule for us. But workshop got canceled, so I put in another workshop in place of it, just a hometown workshop for anybody who wanted to come. So that's what we got going. So anyway, so yeah, in 2 weeks, I'll see you guys all back here, and we'll should have these finished. Definitely should have your dogs finished. If you want to paint something else and put it up there, fine. If you want to finish paintings from summer, that's fine, and put them up there. I'll be happy to critique them for you. All right.
Thanks,
so
John.
much.
All right, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Have a great week.
You
2
too.
weeks.
Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks.